Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. She was left with a chadar on her bare body in death. She was a postgraduate trainee, gang raped and murdered inside a seminar hall of the RG Kaur Medical College in Kolkata. As per the post-mortem report, her endocervical canal had 151 grams of viscoid fluid. She was throttled to death. Her thyroid cartilage was broken, we are told, due to severe strangulation. Her private parts were wounded. Her genitals were tortured. Her nose and mouth were clamped. Her belly, her face, her fingers and her legs injured. Her cheeks, shoulder, throat and ankles injured. They beat her with such force that the shards of glass from her spectacles broke and entered her eyes. She was bleeding. She suffered injuries on her head as they banged her head against the walls of the institute, the same institute she trained at to fulfill her aspirations of being a medical professional who heals humankind. But not even a shred of humanity existed in the way she was taken away, ladies and gentlemen. Not a shred of humanity in the aftermath by Mamata's government either. Her family was then told, they were called, and they were told she was sick. Her mother receives a call that her daughter is sick, and the caller abruptly hangs up the phone. Then when the mother calls back, the mother is told to come to hospital. When she calls in panic for a third time, the mother of Abhaya is told that her daughter has committed suicide in the hospital premises. Ladies and gentlemen, think about it. This was 6 hours after Abhaya was long gone, if estimates are to go by. Abhaya's mother then reaches the hospital, falls at the feet of the administration to see her daughter. But they just said, no, nothing doing. For hours, that mother with no answers against a system who simply stonewalled, pushed her back. When Abhaya's mother saw her finally, she says that her daughter's pants were open, her hand was injured, there was blood everywhere, blood oozing out of her eyes, out of her mouth. And when she reached to see her for what was the final time, Abhaya's mother knew right then that her daughter had been murdered. Abhaya's father says that his daughter was cremated very hurriedly. Accounts now flowing in to our newsrooms of witnesses who were at the crematorium, recounting the horrors they saw. Mamata Banerjee, what are you doing? Abhaya's parents believe that Mamata Banerjee and her entire system, the Mamata police, is trying to put a lid on the campaign for justice for Abhaya. But you will lose, Mamata Banerjee. You will lose this time. And ladies and gentlemen, I could not agree more. I could not agree more, Mamata Banerjee, because I believe, Mamata Banerjee, that as the Chief Minister, which you are, as the Home Minister, Mamata Banerjee, which you are, as the Health Minister of Bengal, Mamata Banerjee, which you are responsible. You, Mamata Banerjee, are responsible. You are responsible. The denial of justice to Abhaya is directly under your watch, Mamata Banerjee, under your control, Mamata Banerjee, and a byproduct of your decisions, Mamata Banerjee, or the lack of it. So I believe, and the whole country believes, Mamata Banerjee, that you have to answer whether or not the principal of the college was an individual who often hobnobs with your party leaders, leaders of the Trinamool Congress, off and on. Answer, Mamata Banerjee, don't run away. I believe that you, Mamata Banerjee, have to have some clear answers as to why the CCTV footage is yet to be released. What kind of Home Minister are you? What kind of Health Minister are you? What kind of Chief Minister are you? I believe you, Miss Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, have to answer as to whose brainwave it was to order vindictive transfers of protesting doctors. And then whose panic was it to step in to reverse the decision after an uproar? I believe that you, Miss Health Minister and the Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, are wholly responsible if doctors and citizens are getting browbeaten for raising their voice for justice. You've become a dictator, Mamata Banerjee. I believe that you, Mamata Banerjee, Chief Minister of Bengal, have to answer how the mobsters broke in hundreds, some believed in thousands, and destroyed the scene of the crime. What were you doing when you are the Home Minister and the police report directly to you? What were you personally doing, Ms. Mamata Banerjee, to secure the crime scene? And if you're not responsible for anything, then why are you the Home Minister? Resign. If you're not responsible for anything, why are you the Chief Minister? Resign. Give up your portfolios. Give up power. Give up your arrogance. What were you doing personally to protect and cordon off the crime scene? Every time anyone asks you anything, I'm not responsible. What were you doing personally, Mamata Banerjee, to secure the crime scene? You didn't know. You had no sources of information. Nobody told you. Or did you know? And did you also know about the cover-up? Ask yourself, Mamata Banerjee. As you see the detest and anger against you for your leadership, or the lack of leadership actually, that's ripping through the protests. Ask yourself, Mamata Banerjee, why have you become such a hated figure? Why are people questioning you? Why are people fed up with you? From Bengal, across India, Germany to America, to every corner of India. You, Mamata Banerjee, must come to terms with what you have done, of what you are being accused of having done. The allegation against you, Mamata Banerjee, from the people of India, from the people of Bengal, who are awake and on their feet till ultimate justice is delivered, till every individual directly or indirectly responsible for enabling, executing, and covering up the crime. And crime after crime after crime, ladies and gentlemen, across Bengal. Rapes after murders after rapes after murders. The mafia, the ring of criminals involved every time. Ladies and gentlemen, till these people are not thrown behind bars and sent to the gallows, if the courts so decide. The allegation is against Mamata Banerjee that Mamata Banerjee allows a situation like this to happen. And all of Bengal, this is the current situation today. And then Mamata Banerjee does nothing. In fact, Mamata Banerjee, you presided over an administration that did everything to ensure that absolute justice is impossible to deliver. But Mamata Banerjee, hear me loud and clear. Hear me loud and clear. Nobody is afraid of you. And from me to you, let me tell you that the nation is awake in louder and stronger numbers since 2012 when Nirbhaya happened. Remember, Mamata Banerjee, the anger is raw, Mamata Banerjee. It's not going to be silenced. You send as many notices. You tell people, put cases against journalists, doctors, citizens, activists, civil society. Try your tricks, but nobody's voice is going to be silenced. Remember, Mamata Banerjee, you arrested my reporter during Sandesh Khali. What happened? Nothing. Nobody's voice is going to be silenced. Nobody is going to flutter away by some political jabs here and there and some police threats. Because the more you browbeat now, Mamata Banerjee, the louder the protest will grow. The more you threaten, the more powerfully the truth will erupt. The more you intimidate, the fiercer, the bolder the demands for justice will become. And tell that to every one of the people under you. Tell that to your political machinery. Tell that to everyone. Hundreds of protests, millions of voices stand with Abhaya and her fight for the truth. That mother and father, ladies and gentlemen, who poured everything to educate Abhaya, to fulfill her dreams, to prepare her to take a fair chance at making her own destiny. Just imagine that family tonight. Mamata Banerjee, let me tell you this. You are going to be in power. Your nephew will be in power. You will be powerful. You'll think you're very powerful. You'll think you're the beginning and end of anything. But Abhishek Banerjee and Mamata Banerjee, you will never have the guts to look this family in the eye after this. Imagine that family who had to light a pyre of their young daughter, who'd seen only a sliver of life, and the horrors that parents can never swallow. That family took home ashes of a child they had raised with so many dreams, all burnt to dust. That family is not alone. Their fight is our fight, ladies and gentlemen. Their closure is our resolve to deliver to them. Our combined resolve. A resolve so deep, Mamata Banerjee, Abhishek Banerjee, Police Commissioner, listen to me, that no amount of your usual antics, and the whole country knows your antics. We know your antics, the whole country knows your antics. The antics you deployed during the uprising of the Sandesh Khali women. The look the other way you adopted when a woman was assaulted and dragged in Nandigra. The coward hands-off policy you deployed when a woman was flung naked on Kuch Bihar streets. And the flogging of the couple in Taliban style in Uttar Dinajpur in Bengal. Mamata Banerjee, remember those visuals. Remember, Abhishek Banerjee, the visuals. Remember the facts and remember my words today, Abhishek and Mamata Banerjee. And know that none of your usual tactics will work. None of it will be forgiven by the people. And to those around Mamata Banerjee, the hangers-on, the opportunists, the self-anointed human rights lobby, the India is Rapistan, India is Lynchistan club, to those who boast about Mamata Banerjee being the only political leader for women's rights because she gives maximum women representation, bury your head in shame tonight. Mahua Maitra, Sagarika Ghosh, bury your head in shame tonight, because when there was a moment to fight for Indian women, you colored even that moment with your absolute loyalty to your leader, with your so-called political ideology, not with the truth. These people, ladies and gentlemen, at a time like this, they can't see rape as rape. They can't see murder as murder. They see it and speak on it in limited words based on which state the victim was raped in. This sickening mindset to color everything with a political purpose, so much so that the sanctity of a woman's body and her rights over it are also seen through the filter of politics instead of humanity, should be punishable by itself, in my view. But for tonight, I have some straight, absolutely clear questions, and you're welcome to come on my show and answer them, Mamata Banerjee. Because after all, Mamata Banerjee, you are the Chief Minister, you are the Home Minister, and you are also made yourself Health Minister of Bengal. Do you think, viewers, Mamata Banerjee can answer these questions? If she can, let her face me. Is it true or not that Abhaya's parents were not allowed to see her body for 3 hours? 2, what videographic evidence do you have in your possession documenting what happened at the crime scene and the morgue and any other location where Abhaya's mortal remains were kept? 3, whose personal decision was it to transfer the principal of RG Kar Hospital to another college within 12 hours of the crime? Did he know something, Mamata Banerjee, which if he shared would be embarrassing for you or your government? Was it not your personal decision? Did you not know? Were you not the health minister then? Were you not at the helm of decisions being taken in this case from the moment it happened? 4, whose decision was it to tell Abhaya's mother that it was a case of suicide? Have you ever asked that question? Have you ever asked that question? Do you ask yourself these questions, Mamata Banerjee? Or are you in your own cocoon, just surrounded by your yes men and yes women, fooling yourself that you will be able to intimidate the people you want? Question number 5, at what point, Mamata Banerjee, were your cops contacted? Given it was a criminal case, were the cops contacted before or after Abhaya's mother got the call from the hospital saying that it was a case of suicide? Do you not ask yourself these questions? If you don't, you don't deserve to be any minister, health minister, home minister, or chief minister. 6, did the Kolkata police probe the aspect of gang rape? If not, what counter evidence had they gathered in the immediate aftermath to convince them so strongly that gang rape was not in question? 7, what did you personally do to secure the crime scene? You are the home minister and all neighboring areas. Why was the entire premises not sealed immediately? 8, as home minister, do you have information as to why doctors who questioned your police's botch-ups received summons? 9, was there an X-ray machine used to conduct the autopsy? If not, as health minister, Mamata Banerjee, could you tell us who took that decision? Whose decision was it? Question number 10, to allow RG Kar's doctors and staff to be part of the autopsy process when it was well established that the crime occurred at that very hospital? Did you ever try to find out, Mamata Banerjee, why if one specific doctor was asked to come in from another hospital on demand of this same man who was principal of RG Kar to conduct the autopsy, why was a specific person called? Was there a meeting between 10:56 a.m. and 12:53 p.m., Mamata Banerjee, in which your favorite principal, ex-principal of that college sat while the body was outside, kept aside, with his group of doctors to decide how to handle the situation? Are these doctors close to the Trinamool Congress, Mamata Banerjee? Ask yourself that question. How do you think, Mamata Banerjee? How do you think or imagine that people won't question you? In fact, Mamata Banerjee, our questions will keep coming. You prepare. They, with the demand for accountability to the people. And my view is that Mamata Banerjee, as someone who uses the slogan, Bangla Nijer Meke Chai, as a political tool to get elected, you owe it to the people to give proper answers. And if you cannot answer, then on moral grounds, you should quit. You should have quit by now. That's my view. There is no second option, Mamata Banerjee. There are no more chances. The people are absolutely fed up. That's debate number 1 tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, debate number 2 tonight. We'll go into the details of what happened. What is Mamata Banerjee's government hiding? Ladies and gentlemen, here are the headlines this Monday evening on the debate tonight. Post-mortem report of 31-year-old doctor at Kolkata's RG Kar Hospital has revealed harrowing details of the crime. The report confirms that the victim was subjected to manual strangulation and extreme smothering, which caused her death. It also highlights severe injuries indicative of gruesome sexual assault by multiple people. It is now therefore amply clear, ladies and gentlemen, Abhaya was gang raped, strangulated and murdered. Inconsistencies after inconsistencies come to the fore. First, the Kolkata police tried to hush the case, calling it a case of suicide. Then they cremated the body in a hurry. As alleged by Abhaya's parents, if nothing worked, they then hurriedly started renovation work at the crime spot. Cover up after cover up after cover up. What is Mamata Banerjee still desperately trying to hide? Justice for Abhaya chorus reverberates across the entire nation. Hyderabad, Delhi, Kolkata and Chandigarh. Doctors, lawyers, students across the nation hit the streets demanding safe working conditions across all hospitals. Justice for Abhaya is India's biggest continuing non-stop public campaign. And for the first time on national television, all four Shankaracharyas come together to speak out against atrocities on Bangladeshi Hindus and release a joint statement on the Republic Media Network. I'll start this evening by putting out a small report on the latest situation on the investigation and the continuing agitation, ladies and gentlemen, on justice for Abhaya.
We want justice! We want justice! We want justice! We want justice!
The anger is justified.
Justice! We want justice! 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 We want justice!
The case is not just of rape and murder.
We want justice! We want justice!
12 years after the horrific Nirbhaya case,
We want justice!
what happened to the 31-year-old doctor in Kolkata has struck the conscience of the nation. The inconsistencies in the investigation and the consistency of cover-up is what is raising several eyebrows that there is something more than meets the eye.
আমি হসপিটাল থেকেই ফোন করা হয়েছিল যে আমরা আরজিকর হসপিটাল থেকে বলছি আপনার মেয়ে অসুস্থ, তো তখন এটুকু বলে লাইন কেটে দিয়েছেন। তারপর তখন আমি ফোন করি যে আমার মেয়ের কি হয়েছে, আমার মেয়ের কি হয়েছে, তো উনি বলেন আমি তো ডক্টর নই, ডক্টরের কাছে নিয়ে যাচ্ছি, ডক্টরই বলবেন কি হয়েছে, আপনারা আসুন। আমরা সাথে সাথেই পৌঁছেছি, গাড়ি নিয়ে যতটা টাইম লাগে। তারপর আমাদের বসিয়ে রেখেছে, দেখতে দেয়নি। তারপর ডিপার্টমেন্টে বসে রয়েছি, 3টের সময় আমাদের দেখতে দিয়েছে। না, আমি বলেছি আমার মেয়ের এই অবস্থা দেখে কেউ বলবে না সুইসাইড করেছে, মানে তাকে দেখলেই বোঝা যাচ্ছে কেউ তাকে খুন করে ফেলেছে। তখন তো আমি বলেছি আমার মেয়েটাকে অনেক কষ্ট করে ডাক্তার বানিয়েছিলাম, এরা আমার মেয়েকে খুন করে ফেলেছে, আমি তখন বলে দিয়েছি। উনি আমাদের সঙ্গে কোনো সহযোগিতা করেননি, বরং কেসটা মানে পুরো যাতে তাড়াতাড়ি করে মিটিয়ে দেওয়া যায় সেই চেষ্টাই করছিলেন। যেরকম তাড়াতাড়ি পোস্টমর্টম হয়ে যাবে, তাড়াতাড়ি বডি নিয়ে পুড়িয়ে দেবেন, এরকম চেষ্টা।
ঠাকুরদা বলেছে খুলে দেখা তো কানে আসে না, কানে আসে না বললো, বলছি কানে তো নেই, আমি খুলে দিচ্ছি না, কানে তো নেই, এইটা কানে ছিল না,
कान नहीं था, कान
ना।
कटा हुआ था।
हाँ, हाफ कान, हाफ कान फाँक।
उस समय कितनी बॉडी यहाँ पर आई हुई थी अंतिम संस्कार के लिए?
পুরো লাইন ছিল,
4 आई हुई।
তবে সবচেয়ে আগে ওটা আগে করা হয়েছে।
अच्छा, उस बॉडी को सबसे आगे करा दिया गया, सबसे पहले उसका कराया गया।
हाँ,
जल्दबाजी कौन कर रहा था?
ठीक?
मतलब सबसे आगे किसने सबसे आगे करवाया?
ना।
कौन कह रहा था कि पहले ये कर दो, इसका
না
कर दो,
না,
इसका कर
আমাদের কর্তব্যটা যে বাচ্চা মেয়ে আগে করে দিই।
পুলিশ বলেছে নিশ্চয়ই, পুলিশ নিশ্চয়ই বলছে তাড়াতাড়ি করুন, এটাই
दो। पुलिस कह रही थी जल्दी।
হ্যাঁ জলদি করো।
अच्छा, तो कौन था? उनकी फैमिली के भी लोग आ गए थे उस समय? मम्मी
না, নেই, মা ছিল
ওর মা ছিল,
उनकी माँ आई हुई थी यहाँ
হ্যাঁ
पर।
ওর মা ছিল, তাড়াতাড়ি।
मतलब सबसे आखिरी में वो बॉडी आई और सबसे पहले अंतिम संस्कार।
জলদি করো। অলরেডি এগুলো মিডিয়ার কাছে আছে দাদা, আপনি
The Kolkata police has failed to arrest and take in custody the ex-principal Dr. Sandeep Ghosh. That should have been done, and that was not done. But and that's why he got the opportunity to attempt tampering the evidence by in the name of renovation.
The charges, the lapses, and the cover-up. What is the Mamata government trying to hide?
Ladies and gentlemen, on the debate this evening, I have with me Tohin from the BJP, Saira Shah Halim, Aman Lekhi, senior advocate in the Supreme Court, Professor Dinesh Rao, leading forensic expert, Shubir Bhaumik, senior journalist, Tausif Khan, pro-TMC. Dr. Prasoon Ghosh is a doctor in this case. I think he's backing the TMC. I don't know how you are backing TMC. And I also have with me this evening Ganesh Mani, the Padma Shri awardee who wrote to the Prime Minister as part of a letter that came out yesterday. I want to start with you, Mr. Mani. You have seen a number of facts. You are among the very concerned and eminent citizens who have spoken out on this matter. And we still don't have any answers. This campaign is intensifying, Dr. Mani. What do you think, of the way this case is placed right now?
Thank you, Arnab, for getting me on this show. I think this is really, it boils my blood to see that a doctor, a colleague of ours, is being maltreated like this, not given justice, and the whole nation is clamoring for it. And the West Bengal Chief Minister seems to be against any kind of justice being given in a fair way. Everything is being suppressed and hushed up.
Yeah.
And I can only plead that these things don't happen again. We have written to the Prime Minister along with other Padma bodies saying that he should personally look into this. And I think we will get some justice from the top, if not from the administration itself. Thank you.
Thank you. I'll come back to you. So, Shubir Bhaumik, should she just quit? Or has she made this an ego issue?
Well, I'm not getting into whether she should quit, but she has to take responsibility for all that has happened. She has to take responsibility for all that has happened because she is not just the Chief Minister, she's also the Home Minister and the Health Minister. And therefore, all that has happened, you gave quite a long sort of, detailed, intro to this whole thing before you brought the guests in. And there are very bona fide justified questions that you raised. So all that has happened, she has to answer for it, A. B, this whole culture of threats to silence voices that are raised in protest.
Yeah.
This is not on. You have to, she should look just across the border what happened when Sheikh Hasina tried to suppress the students' movement in Bangladesh, and the rest is history. I don't have to narrate the details. So something that has struck a chord with the people, something where people feel genuinely upset, about the way this whole case has been handled, and this involves the rights of women and so many other things. So trying to sort of, put a lid on it, this does not work. A, the issue of accountability. B, it's a crime, it has to be treated as crime, and those involved have to be punished. And most importantly, how can people come to conclusions whether this is a suicide or something else before even, the detailed investigations have been conducted? So, not only Mamata Banerjee, but others have to take responsibility.
No, the only reason why that suicide theory was put out was to protect some powerful people. Obviously, there is a nexus here, and everybody knows about the nexus now. Saira Shalim has been talking about. Everybody knows there are rackets being run in government medical colleges in Bengal, which means somebody is making money. And there was a meeting After they said they recovered the body, Tausif, 10:53 a.m., then the body is taken to the emergency at 12:44 p.m., where she was declared dead. In between, the principal of the RG Kar hospital called two doctors who are part of his syndicate. He has a meeting with them. He called his supporters. He makes a call to another medical college, NRS, and asks specifically, allegedly, for one junior doctor to be sent for post-mortem. Specifies. NRS Medical College people say if they'd asked for a senior doctor, we could have. But he wanted one specific junior doctor to come in. In the meantime, in this period, you are cooking stories of suicide and you are completely destroying the evidence. So, my advice, Tausif, is you guys realize your game is up. First of all, realize your game is up. You're shameless, totally exposed before the people of India.
Arnab,
No. Answer my question. Why was there a meeting between 1 minute, 10:53 a.m. and 12:44 p.m. for 2 hours? I have with me Dinesh Rao, well-known forensic expert. The rape and murder happens in the early hours of the morning. You are told the body is found at 10:53. Then two doctors are called. There is a meeting in the chambers of the principal for 1 hour 51 minutes. After which a suicide story is cooked up. In this period, the parents are called and they're told the daughter has committed suicide. So there's a syndicate, a group. Why syndicate? Why group? Why did they meet? Tausif?
No, Arnab, there are also talks in the social media, just some of it you have said. There are also talks that in the RG Kar hospital, there was sex racket going on. In RG Kar hospital, there was organs purchase racket was going on. Drugs were being peddled in the RG Kar hospital. All of these rumors are there on the social media. And there is also, yes, I agree to this extent that there are some questions which the Kolkata police need to answer, which they have not answered. And that concerns the first initial hours of the day, as you were pointing out.
No, 1 minute. Now the question is. One minute. The question is, Dr. Dinesh Rao. Dr. Dinesh Rao is not coming to the main point. There is a murder, there is a rape. I'm sorry, but there is a murder, there is a gang rape. And then after the gang rape and after the murder, your principal makes the registrar or somebody call the parents, says suicide. You say you are a doctor. You say you're a principal of a college. And you say, who put the suicide theory out? 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 You answer my question. Who put the suicide theory out? Who put the suicide theory out? Who said she had committed suicide?
Demand to topple the Mamata Banerjee government.
Forget your stupid political conspiracies. Answer the question. Don't try to play victim. Don't try to play victim. You are the accused here. You are the accused here. You are the accused here. Every time women are raped, people are targeting Mamata Banerjee. Women are murdered, people are targeting Mamata Banerjee. RG Kar, there is a murder like this, people are targeting Mamata Banerjee. Sara Shalim is on the debate. Ridiculous, don't play that card on.
Kolkata police is not officer. Kolkata police officer is not arrested.
Sara is on the debate, ladies and gentlemen. Sara.
Not arrested.
1 second, I'd like to tell the TMC spokesperson, this is not the first case that is reported of murder. Do not forget the Soumitra Biswas case, year 2001. Okay, now let's go ahead. Let's look at the other cases. Suicide case in 2003. 2003, a working staff, reportedly died of suicide.
Should Mamata quit?
Okay, now here you look at the other cases. They've been missed. There were cases of pornography.
Great.
Paulami Saha case, 2020. Mysterious death of a professor, 2016. Death of an intern, 2003. Here, I can cite numerous cases. So there's something shady going on in RG Kar. You and your entire Trinamool Congress machinery, they're making statements. Mr. Arup Chakrabarti, the TMC MP, gives a threat and says, you may go home or go about with your boyfriend, but if a patient dies, we won't save you. These are the threats that a sitting MP of the TMC gives to the protesting doctors who are just simply asking for justice for Abhaya. These are the threats. Here, Dr. Kunal Sarkar is being harassed. Other doctors are being harassed. Students are getting threats from your party leaders, you know, if they're putting up status on Instagram. So here people are living in perennial fear and perennial tyranny of your leader who's giving threats to doctors, who's transferring doctors, and your sitting MPs have been absconding all this while. All the women MPs were absolutely quiet.
Oh, shame on them.
Shame on them. On the roads,
shame on them.
Until they did not protest, everybody was quiet.
Shame on
and
them.
they talk about other rapes. It is not about this rape or that rape. It is about a woman's rape who was a doctor, a young girl. Her life has been nipped in the bud. Imagine how much money, how much effort the parents must have taken to ensure that their daughter becomes a doctor, and to see this tragedy unfurling. We will not keep quiet. We will not get threatened, and we will not get bullied.
Now, Dr. Prasoon Ghosh, some people are saying that Trinamool Congress...
Yes. Good evening, Arnab.
Good evening. The view is that this man, Sandeep Ghosh, the ex-principal, can expose the Mamata Banerjee government because he is part of some racket. That is why Mamata Banerjee's government is scared of him and has quickly promoted him to another medical college within 12 hours. Otherwise, there is no, I mean, this man should have been, he's being questioned by the CBI now. Can you imagine, viewers, a man who has conspired to this extent was promoted by Mamata Banerjee? Can you believe it? A person who tried to do the cover-up is promoted by Mamata Banerjee. What is the message being sent? The message being sent is this: if you murder someone, no, if you know about a murder, if you cover up a gang rape, if you cover up a murder, if you cover up a rape, we will protect you. That is the message that Mamata Banerjee's government has sent.
Yeah.
Dr. Prasoon Ghosh, which side are you on this?
Shame. Arnab, I am telling you one thing. Right from the day one, I told people, even I am telling now, if a person is involved, the person name is Sandeep Ghosh, the principal of the Arjikar Medical College, he should be detained, he should be kept in isolation unless until the whole case is over. This person cannot be re-implicated or transferred or some other place he has to be put, he should not be put it. This person who is one of the main accused, as far as the situation these days now, the news is coming, before it was in the state police, now it is under cover of the CBI. One of the main name has come, that Mr. Sandeep Ghosh, Dr. Sandeep Ghosh, who was the principal of the Arjikar, and he was accused by so many incidents. Before now,
so why
we are
is Mamata Banerjee
to
defending him?
Things.
Why did Mamata promote him? Do you think Mamata Banerjee does not know? Why did she promote him? Why did she promote him? That means Trinamool Congress is part of the syndicate?
Transferred to Arjikar Medical College to National Medical College.
Why was he promoted?
I am telling you, Arnab, I am condemned the thing. Whoever party I belongs to, whoever party I support,
does not matter. One minute.
Being a doctor and a sensible citizen of India,
Dr. Prasoon Ghosh, I agree with you, but no, Dr. Prasoon Ghosh, this is not the point. The police say, now I'll go to the forensic part, Tuhin, I'll come to you, but I want to go to the forensic and legal part. The main man who is being repeatedly questioned by the CBI, Aman Lekhi, you're a senior advocate, is the man who was promoted by Mamata Banerjee. At the same time, the police say the reports of semen being found from 3 individuals during the autopsy were said to be unfounded by a Kolkata police source. And the Kolkata police's argument is that from the naked eye, you cannot make out whether this quantity of semen was from 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, or 5 people. On that argument alone, the Kolkata Police Commissioner should resign. It is such a stupid argument. It is such an insensitive argument. So I'd like to first get a view from Professor Dinesh Rao, Why would you judge semen samples with a naked eye in the first place? Dr. Rao, is there not enough technology for this? Can you
Yes, definitely, of course. It's more or less a bedside test like that, you know. It might hardly takes around some 15, 20 minutes or half an hour to confirm that it's a semen or not. And only thing is, from the source, that means how many people the semen has come out, that can be confirmed only through the DNA. However, the confirmation of the semen can easily be made out within 30 minutes, even at the bedside, next in the morgue. That can be done.
So that was not done. And the father and the lawyer of the victim, Mr. Lekhi, also say the police cremated the body very hastily. So we're looking at the facts here. What are your first thoughts, Mr. Lekhi, from a legal point of view?
Arnab, quite obviously, there's sexism, there's bigotry, there's violence, there's callousness, there's malfeasance, and there's indifference. Now, all this in the context of a criminal offense makes the circumstances incriminating. And because there's a pattern to it, it shows a conspiracy. And the conspiracy is quite clearly a general conspiracy. So it doesn't end with the people you are naming, it starts with them. It has to be unearthed as to where it reaches. And because the way in which the matter has proceeded, the conduct becomes incriminating. Now, whose conduct will become incriminating? The conduct of the Chief Minister is incriminating, 1. The conduct of the police is incriminating, 2. The conduct of the hospital staff is incriminating, 3. The conduct of those who are defending becomes incriminating. Why? Because in the face of an obvious criminality, where a gruesome offense has actually been committed, and has been committed in a manner as to not leave any doubt out the way in which it has happened, the attempt in some way to cloud the facts, to conceal the identity, to shield the victims, suggests complicity of everyone that is involved. Now, you had mentioned certain circumstances. Now, those circumstances, you just see the way in which these circumstances proceed, because you mentioned them but did not link them. 1, the place, that is knowledge of the place. 2, the knowledge of the place coupled with the attempt to tamper the area around the place. 3, the tampering doesn't take place, the assault on the place, the mistaken assault on the place, because the doctors are protesting, and the doctors are protesting, you're not in any case proceeding with those who are involved, you're protecting, promoting those who are involved, and so there's an attack. So what could not be done by tampering is in some way substituted by that particular assault. 4, in this particular circumstance, the aggrieved party, who's the most aggrieved party? The parents. The parents are misled. Now, why are the parents misled in these particular circumstances? That means you are aware, you are definitely aware of the crime. Your awareness of the crime shows that you know the criminal, because you can't be aware of the crime and not know who the criminal is. In these particular cases, the sequence suggests that the awareness of the crime is coupled with knowledge about the criminal. Now, when you are aware of the crime, have knowledge of the criminal, have control of the police force, are yourself the health minister of the country, of the state, the chief minister of the state too. The law and order is completely a state subject. The diffidence of the police to investigate, again, it goes to the general, because this is not to shock. I am not holding any political views. This is just circumstances and a natural inference in the circumstances. The reluctance to investigate. Now, when there's a crime, a criminal, a place, identity, why is there reluctance to investigate? The reluctance to investigate quite obviously means that you do not want to actually find the person or persons, because as the circumstances say, there definitely may be more than one, and it is not just who has committed the act. It is those who have facilitated the act and those who are in some way responsible in trying to have this shroud of secrecy over this commission. All of them, in different degrees, are liable. So if all these things are taken together, I don't see what's the need for this debate. One of the gentlemen said, rumors. Now, is the death a rumor? Is the crime a rumor? Is the place where it taken place a rumor? Are the doctors who are protesting, is the protest in some way misconceived? It is in some kind of exaggeration? Yeah, the people have left the work, and what does the chief minister say? I mean, I don't know whether it's right or not. In one of the meetings, the chief minister says that the doctors should attend to the patients all the time. What is the suggestion? Was it a crime for a doctor to sleep? Now, at this particular point of time, when you have to actually channelize the energy to find out who is responsible and take account, you have to take responsibility. No one is saying that the chief minister is responsible for the rape. But by the chief minister acting the way she is nevertheless involving herself in this particular accusation because of the very reluctance to investigate it. So as far as this concerns, the facts are loud and clear. As far as the offence is concerned, it is undisputed. The identity is known. And I personally feel that as far as this particular method is concerned, I hope that and as one of the gentlemen on the panel said, what the Commissioner of Police said is absolutely nonsensical. There are forensic tools to identify everything. He's talking like a layman. Now, when a person who's trained in law is aware of the tools of investigation and seems to be ignorant about something which is absolutely basic and elementary for the investigation, it quite obviously shows that both the law and procedure are irrelevant, and it is basically the diktat of those in authority which will actually govern the process of this investigation, and that's a sorry state of affairs.
You put it together perfectly, and I really compliment you, Aman, for the way in which you've linked everything. I take it further from there, Tuhin, if you actually look at the 3 or 4 things he mentioned there, and Aman's training as a lawyer comes across beautifully when he draws those links. He says, who are the people? Hospital staff, the chief minister, the conduct of the chief minister, the conduct of the police and those defending. Common link all there, Aman, Tuhin, is Mamata Banerjee. He also says who has knowledge of the crime, the hospital staff, who do they report to? Mamata Banerjee. Who tampers the scene? The hospital people. Who do they report to? The hospital head. Who does he report to? Mamata Banerjee. The assault which happens in the place happens to him when the CBI is supposed to take it over, and it happens with force, going through the people who are protesting, an ultimate attempt to destroy the evidence before the CBI steps in. It happens before who's watched the police? Who does the police report to? Mamata Banerjee. So, Tuhin, the common link everywhere is Mamata Banerjee. The common link to all of these things is Mamata Banerjee.
Well, Arnab, from day one, I have been saying that Mamata Banerjee perhaps knows everything about the case which you and I don't, and every passing day, her behavior seems to only strengthen that theory that she knows everything about the case. In the last 7 days, she has stopped acting as the chief minister of 10 crore people of Bengal. She has been acting as the chief minister for the criminals and rapists of Bengal. And, you know, the way she has been, I'm glad you exactly mentioned that. First, her attempt to plead for 5 extra days before CBI comes in. And when that doesn't happen, the sudden attack by 100 odd goons in the middle of between the night of the 14th and 15th of August. You know, specifically with the intent of destroying evidence. Number 2, look at the way she operates. 2 crucial ministries are with her, Home and Health Ministry. Here she operates through some of the most compromised officers. On the one hand, you have Sandeep Ghosh, who has a history of corruption cases, including those of smuggling and smuggling of bio-waste products as alleged by previous employees of that hospital. And on the other hand, you have a commissioner of police who is an expert at tampering with evidence which goes back to 2013 when he had similarly destroyed evidence in the Kamduni rape case, and he was called out by the judges in that case. So I think, with the way Mamata Banerjee has handled this case, and I'm surprised. Look at the way TMC members of parliament have been acting like perverts. Shah Alim just called out one of the MPs, perverts. She just called out one of the MPs, Arup Chakrabarti, who's telling protesting doctors, you do whatever you want in the name of protest, you go and meet your boyfriend, but if something happens in the hospital, then we will not come to support you. Tausif. Another member of parliament, Sagarika Ghosh, do you imagine she has drawn an equivalence between the disqualification of Vinesh Phogat and this particular crime? What a pervert mind these members of parliament of TMC have.
I can't believe somebody spoke. Is that what
Arnab,
Sagarika Ghosh has written?
This,
is that what Sagarika Ghosh has said? If she has, I think, it's just pathetic, beyond belief that people have fallen so much.
It's still there on my timeline.
I can't believe it, viewers. I probably can, given the individual's track record.
It has become untenable for her to continue.
And I want to ask here tonight. Tausif, and I say tonight, viewers, let it be a public call. Today I am told that there is also a minister in the Mamata Banerjee government, typical goon style, hooligan style, that Mamata Banerjee loves her people to talk in her defense, says, all those people who are questioning Mamata Banerjee, if you're pointing fingers at her, we will break your fingers. I am pointing fingers. Everybody is with me. We are all pointing fingers as our accountability. Ganesh Mani, Padma Shri awardee, pointing fingers. Aman Lekhi, top Supreme Court lawyer, pointing fingers. Professor Dinesh Rao, foremost forensic expert, pointing fingers. Saira Shah Halim, pointing fingers. Will you break our fingers?
Abhaya's mother is pointing fingers.
And they say we will break your fingers. You threaten physical violence on the people of India, Tausif.
Will she
you have
also
now gone to
serve
threatening
notice to the
physical violence on the people
Abhaya?
of India.
Is she also going to serve notices to the parents of Abhaya?
On the social media has demanded that Mamata Banerjee should be shot, just like Indira Gandhi was shot.
Don't try to take one odd statement and make an argument out of it,
in their attempt to topple the government.
Oh God, your government should fall under the weight of its own sins. Your government should fall under the burden of its own sins.
That she should be assassinated. Please answer. Why is BJP running this?
Can I read out Sagarika Ghosh's tweet?
Hatred against Mamata Banerjee. That she should be shot, just like Indira Gandhi was shot. What is this nonsense? Is this a demand for justice, or is this?
You want to change the subject from what is going on. Everybody sees through you. During Sandesh Khali, let me tell you, during Sandesh Khali, Mamata Banerjee sided with the mafia. Did she not? Did she not side with the mafia? Did she side with the mafia? Did she side with the mafia? Answer me.
This issue has now become
you have no logic to answer tonight. You have no logic to answer tonight. Stop playing victim. People have seen through you. Dinesh Gundurao in this case. Dinesh Gundurao, do you think the CBI will be able to find something out? My concern is it should not hit a dead end.
Hello. Arnab, can I come in there? Arnab. Hello.
Dinesh Rao, not Dinesh Gundurao, sorry. Dinesh Rao,
okay.
I hope the matter doesn't hit a dead end.
Absolutely not, because I think one thing what is apprehensive is I think the way the mob has attacked, I think they had an intention of destroying the crime scene, and the technical evidences, especially the CCTV evidences, plausibly that might have been one thing which I foresee because of the vandalism that might have been lost, or they might have written to a certain extent, because it is not only the death scene or the crime scene technical evidence is important, even surrounding maybe 100 meters or 200 meters around the epicenter of the crime scene or the death scene, the technical evidence is very important. More importantly, it is the material trace evidences and the biological
and the linking between the two, like Aman Lekhi beautifully put it. And I want to also come in here. Let me tell you, Tausif, you people try anything. Today we have one of the foremost criminal lawyers in the country. You know, they are hardcore criminal lawyers. They know the law. Aman Lekhi did it beautifully tonight. I think the way you connected the dots, Aman, was just so absolutely clear. But one thing which comes across, which maybe cannot come across in a court, is accountability. My question to you as a citizen is, what happens to those who are part of a cover-up? Those who commit the act is one thing, but what happens to those who are part of an official cover-up, official and unofficial cover-up? How are they culpable?
They are as culpable. There are offences in the penal code which say that covering up itself is an offence, and the covering up may be a circumstance to show that there is in some way a link with the conspiratorial design to reach the objective. It's not, if there's a cover-up, it itself suggests knowledge. When it suggests knowledge, that means there is some kind of affinity. When there's affinity, that insofar as affinity is concerned, is association. With association becomes a conspiracy, because the agreement can be inferred from whatever is happening. Now, it has been pointed out that there is physical evidence and other evidence, of course, very correctly pointed out that there will be CCTVs and everything else. What I'm saying is, that notwithstanding attempt at vandalizing all this, notwithstanding that, and that is in fact, that will itself be a circumstance, because you can't question is why. And then you have to probe who. And once you probe that, then you link to the principal offense which is being investigated. What is important, therefore, is the circumstances, because in law, the evidence may be direct, the evidence circumstantial. And at this particular point of time, the circumstances are compelling. And you had pointed out, insofar as the fingers are concerned, why are they talking about fingers? It's very important to point fingers. You talk about accountability.
Of course it is.
How else you enforce accountability?
Of course it is. Of course it is, Aman. Yeah, of course it is, Aman. I'll tell you one thing, Aman, running short of time. Viewers, first of all, I want to thank all the experts and everybody who came into this debate. I have this theory of one sin too many. When governments become too arrogant and they carry out one sin too many, each time they try and get away, they think they'll get away. Sandesh Khali, ladies and gentlemen. Political killings, ration scam, attacks on ED officials, corruption of the worst possible kind, fake job cards in the Manrega scheme, recruitment scam, scam after scam. Ladies and gentlemen, one sin too many. This time, the people of the country have woken up against the horrors of the Mamata Banerjee government. I'll see you in a few minutes.